This is from one of our guests. A dog barking next door nonstop, very loud. I've got tenants complaining. What are my options?
Okay, so this is a nuisance case. If you have evidence, recordings, written complaints from other residents, this is a nuisance. No one should be expected to be okay with living next to a next door neighbor of someone who has a dog that barks all day long. California puts another wrinkle to it because I can have a huge 250-pound Great Dane who barks. I get a complaint from my landlord, and all of a sudden this is an emotional support dog living in a one-bedroom unit, right? And at least Great Danes are not, by default, they're not aggressive. They could be, but we get cases where they bring very aggressive dogs to the complex, and it's not good. If the dog is not an emotional support dog, it's a pretty straightforward case. You send the tenant notice to cure or quit. You say on this date and this date and this date, we received complaints from residents complaining that your dog is left in the house barking during the day. It's interfering with the quiet enjoyment. Within 3 days, you must cause your dog to stop being a nuisance. And if they don't stop, you have a cause of action for eviction. If it's an emotional support animal, it goes to disability. It's very similar to how we deal with hoarders. Instead of the first step being a notice, we will send a fair housing letter, basically saying, oh, we know this is a potential disability, but nonetheless, you cannot harbor a nuisance. You have extended time to comply, and if you don't comply, we reserve the right to escalate it to a formal notice. And then I hope they comply, but if they don't, unfortunately, you need to serve a formal notice and evict.